Good afternoon, all. Thank you for this invitation to present and share what I've learned when trying to learn how web archiving works. So I will present you. I will present you um, a sample of a module that we have at Arquivo.pt. Arquivo.pt is the Portuguese Web Archive, is a public service, and we have 4 modules, and this is the 4th module, archiving the web, do it yourself. This means I brought here a very practical module because I believe this is the way we can go a step forward after the wonderful initial training modules, the 8 training module. So let's see. Okay, this is a small town in Portugal called Sines. Sines in Portuguese, Sines. Okay, in the Atlantic coast of Portugal, and this is the use case. There is a local archive, the archive of the county, the institutional archive, and the archivists there, they were trained by this module, and now they by their own they record and collect local contents from the web using a tool that I gave them, the archive web page or Conifer. So this is the use case, and the examples I will show you is from Sines, Portugal, a small town, but in future it will be a great town, I believe, because is the link between Europe and South America for communication. For example, there is underwater cable that links Europe and South America. And this is symbolic. Sinus is a very important place. So the introduction I want to do is when targeting this training for web curators or to web curators, our intermediate attendees are people that already know that preserve the web is important and they know a lot of things. But if we go forward, and this is what I've learned, we need to be humble, small, because we can't archive everything. We try, but we can't. And the web archiving itself is a small, very small contribute in the main frame of the preservation of a lot of contents in other formats. But we are very important. And the training is focused on the standard format because it allows the interoperability and reuse. So I will present archive web page, but I know there is a lot of tools that we could try using this method that I will show you. For example, a special session about how to use Conifer, for example, or archive it, or other tools. It will be very interesting. The goal of my training that I give to my trainees is use webrecorder.net tools to record web pages on your own computer in a standardized format. I have an agenda with examples. Let's go. First, I present some slides to justify or to tell people why I choose webrecorder.net. This is the main reasons or motives. I know web recorder and I use it since the beginning. It happened. I was at university. I need a tool to record the web, and I find this very useful. And this is the history of the tool itself. You can find and follow the web recorder.io, the older name, in Twitter. Okay, I recommend this tool because it's open, is non-specialist user-centered, and most of all, it allows to export a work file, a standardized format, and have the support of the IIPC. This gives credibility. So I show these slides to the people. This is very important. Next, I will show some examples when we try to record something with Archive web page. The first one is the most difficult. Nothing is it's easy. For example, we will accomplish the 3 steps: capture, store, or like we used to say in the initial training, preserve, and the playback. So I will show you some examples. And the first is how to install the Archive web page extension. This is a tool with an extension of a browser. So this is the most difficult because people don't know many times how to install an extension. When we give training, we must be aware about this. Things that for us are clear, for people are not. Okay. Search on your search engine webrecorder.net, then click Archive web page, then choose Install Extension, add the extension to your browser. It's like this I showed to people, and I show also this particular thing. The symbol of the extension disappears, but if you put the pin there, the extension will be visible there. This is very important because people have it's not easy for people reach here at this page with the interface of the Archive web page. So the first demo is done, but it's very important to show that you don't need to maintain forever the extension. You can remove it. People don't like sometimes to install strange applications or software in their computers. Sometimes they are not allowed to do this in their organization. We should emphasize that this tool is free and don't need nothing special than a computer. Okay, this is done. First example, very simple. Keep it simple. A single page capture. I will show in Portuguese the web page of the institutional organization, in Finnish, the local power. Let's see. This is a recorded video. I record it in Camtasia or other tool, and I speak over the video, because if we do this live, things can go wrong or something fails. Okay, first, enter your browser. There are many browsers. We use the Google Chrome, but you can use other browsers. If you are using the iOS operating system, you need to install Edge and install the extension. So go to the symbol of the archive web page, and then I give a workflow. Click on the house, create a new folder to your recording. In this case, I created a folder to my example, demo single page, and then click on the blue point. Blue point in archive web page is the blue for recording. Put there the URL, and it's done. And this way, I show to people the archive web page is a browser-based application. The content is in my browser, and all that is in my browser, and all the interactions that are in my browser probably will be recorded. Then, very important, you record it, you verify if you recorded is well using the archive web page. So you click and you see it's okay. This is a page from the past, and you can go. But to download, we will talk about this later. First example is done. Second example, this is progression in the examples. Capture multiple pages. I use the same website to show this. I repeat to strengthen the matter. Enter in the house, create the folder, and click on the blue point to record. And then put again the seed, the initial seed, but this time I will click 3 times. I will choose this in Portuguese, know more about finish, and then facts, numbers, and personalities and people, and then a very important person in the history, Vasco da Gama. It was the first one to go to India by the Cape of Africa. He was born there at Sines. This is very interesting to link to the community. When you choose the examples, you should choose something that links to the community. So then I show that I clicked 3 times, and I got the initial seed and the other pages. Then I verify if everything is well recorded. This is the workflow. Verify, I go, this one is okay, Vasco da Gama, okay, but I show if I click in another page, I have nothing, because this is a click-by-click application. This is the kind of matter I give to the trainers. So, following example, capture many pages, progressing, capture many pages. Many pages, this means 100 pages, 400 pages. Yes, we can record with archive web page 500 pages. It's a high quality capture. I do this sometimes. I need to do because other tools don't get there. So this is the example. This is the typical page with many links, with a lot of links. The page of news with news in an organization. Let's see. I will run video, and I show to people there is many links in this page. How many? Using the link grabber, another extension, I showed there is more than 300 links. If I have to click in each one of these links, it will be difficult, but I will show this is very easy this way. This is a technique, progressing and giving techniques that help people to understand how a crawler, a manual crawling works. So you just need to open new tab again and again, and this way you never go out of the context of the original page. This is very useful to show to people because this is the type of content institutions need to record the page of news to have. I show that we got 5 pages, but I will show that we can add again, we can add in the same folder other pages, other news. We can make bigger our web archive. Doing the same, open new tab, open new tab, open new tab. This is the way my experience tells that we should do. So the same, I will reinforce that we have a lot of pages and that we can choose what pages do we want to download in a work file, for example. Okay. Following another example, this is very interesting, but today when I thought I was up to date about this, I found that this is now different than 2 months ago or 3, because Twitter closed the website, and to be seen from outside, close the API or something. I don't know how to explain this, but what I know, it's this morning when I wanted to record Twitter from the outside, because our policy is record social networks like other websites. What we can see from outside, we record. If it is public content, we can say that in a given perspective. Okay, so I will show you how I recorded a Twitter, because organizations have a Twitter, social networks like Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. So when I click in Twitter, now I need to log in. Okay, I logged in. So when I logged in, my profile, some data, my photo, some data of my profile is also recorded. But all I want to show is that web recorder can record the Twitter, which is a vertical web page. So I create this to show to people how to do this, because this is very useful for organizations. We just put the initial seed of and we click on the automatic pilot. In my opinion, I say that I prefer to run this manually, because manually I have more control. But I want to show this way to do. So and this work, I show that this work, and we can see our recording later. But very important, I say to people that everything we record behind the login, we we must consider it like a private content, like a content limited to the organization or something like that. We need to distinguish the public content from this one. Okay, Facebook, a nightmare, but because in this training we show what we can do when we try to record content published on the internet, on the web, but also content that we can't record or replay, because Facebook, I show that we can record, but we can't replay it, playback the content later. So this is the same. This is a reinforcement, but Facebook, look at that. When I go to Facebook, I can see something from outside to the inside. I can access the main page of the post. So I will record the Facebook without login and try to get something. Look at this. In Arquivo web page, you can do this, and Arquivo web page record Facebook this way using autopilot. But the problem, I will let this run, but the problem is later when you export the content and put it in a web archive, the web archive itself doesn't play back some JavaScript and a lot of things that for Facebook has. Okay, this is a Facebook of the past. So in my training, I tell to the people and to organization, be aware of the contents that you publish on Facebook. Have also a copy in an open format in your website everywhere that we can record or preserve in a web archiving form. But to this, here in this training, I brought a demonstration that we can get something from Facebook. Yes, we can record a single posts of Facebook. Let's see if this is going right. First, you enter in the Facebook and you go to the console of the Facebook of the browser. Then you put the mouse on the Facebook list of posts. You scroll down, just it, and then you apply a filter, a regular expression that will extract only the Facebook ID of the post. Then you copy those IDs, and you get instantly, you get in a minute or 5 minutes, you get all posts that an organization published on Facebook. But if you want to record those posts, don't record with www. Use instead the M of the mobile version, and the archive web page will capture this mobile version of a post of Facebook, and this mobile version will play back in web archives. It works. If it works, do and try. Let me see if I can put here the filter. on the chat. You can try. In my trainings, I say to people, they can explore in between while I'm showing things. They are free to explore in their computer what they want, and if they have questions, they can tell me. In the beginning, my training was very expositive from me to the audience, and this year I broke my exposition, my speech, and I hear people telling me something they didn't understand and so that. So we can broke our training, helping people to go on and to follow these examples. This is a training prepared for online presentation, but I did this face to face and was fine. It's another kind of presenting things, but we can do this face to face. This is another example because in the other trainings I show that the Finnish in Finnish town they have a lot of platforms, and what we should do is everything that is on the internet that you can record, try to capture. The issue record embedded videos, I will not explore this, but at this time it's very complicated to no, it's impossible to replay embedded videos on websites. But what I say is try and see what you get. This is the way people can learn and can think and can judge by themselves what we can do when trying to practice to improve the web archiving. I will follow this web slide. This is the center of my training. Store or preserve in a standardized format. I explain what is the work format, reinforcing the initial training, and showing how important is the interoperability of the software. Okay, but in archive web page, I must distinguish between WAC and WACZ. I use this expression, compressed folder. People know what a zip is. This is a way to tell things in an easy manner. Okay. WARC file is the standard. WACZ is a specification that works very well in archive web page to be read in archive web page. So now I will show how to create a local web archive. I create a folder on my computer, and I explain what is the idea. The idea is to capture contents using archive web page, storing in my local web archive or everywhere, and replaying it with replay web page. I will show then. To do this, I need to export from the archive web page, download the content in a standardized format. Here we have WACZ and WARC files. I tell to people download two of of that WACZ and work files, and do this, for example, choosing what pages you want. I show this is possible using web archiving. This gives this type of things give confidence to people to use it, and give the sense of usefulness of the tool. So do the same of your files, and how you can see you have your local web archive, a set of files into formats, WACZ and WARC files. Then you can replay your files in using the replay web page, which is only a link on your browser JavaScript that allows you to play back the file you recorded on your browser. Look, this is a Twitter from the past. This is the way I show to people this, and I show that we can navigate in this application, in this utility replay web page. Okay. Playback the content at any time or place. This is what I have just done before. I will not explain more. You have captured, you have stored, and now you can play back the content. This is the workflow of all web archives. They capture, they store, and they play back the content. Okay. I'm from the Arquivo.pt, so I try to link the community to Arquivo.pt because this is very important. Archive web page is a tool, a useful tool, but the most value of the archive web page is to be aligned, to be on the same level with the great web archives in the world, Internet Archive, Arquivo.pt, UK Web Archive, and they are compatible. The content we captured in archive web page can be integrated in Arquivo.pt, and I invite people to send me the examples, the work files they record. Okay. But when you don't have the archive web page, when you go in train or when you are in the beach, you need to record some page. How do you do this? So I show that in Arquivo.pt we have a safe page now that is very similar to archive web page because it records and captures pages click by click. This is Sines, a very small town, and using the safe page now at Arquivo.pt, I can also record content, and that content will be integrated in the Arquivo.pt. The same we can say with about Internet Archive. People, I don't know if people can send WARC files, but I think this is very important that an institution, UK Web Archive or other web archives, should have a place where people can share their recordings, where people can integrate some content they recorded to give a sense or to give usefulness to the training. Okay, so this is the 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 content I show to the trainees. I conclude telling to the people these things: self-content in standardized format, create a useful web archive for yourself and your organization. Why not? Myself, I can create my portfolio and use archive web page or other tool to perpetuate important web content. Okay, this is all. Thank you. And to finish, I will go back because I had a video where I show how to people they can see how they can see a work file inside. A work file, what is a work file? Is a container, is a registry of all information, but we can show to the people this using an application of that can read text, for example, the notepad or something. We just need to unzip because a work file is zipped, is compressed, and open the work file and show the metadata, the HTML, and show that all the content and code of a website is stored. So this is the way the web archives can playback websites. With the WACZ has a lot of things inside, but the most important is the work file. There is there inside in the folder named archive. Even when you export a WACZ file, you can go there, open and extract only the work file and integrate in web archiving in your institutional web archive. So that's all. No, thank you very much.